See, what they don't know is they're tuning in to DBYT Podcast. My name is Taisha Hines, and this is my show where I'll explore the ins and outs of the world around me. You can tune in every Wednesday at 7 o'clock Eastern Time. What's up, everybody? You're tuning in to Season 2 of DBYT Podcast, and I'm your host, Taisha. Tonight, we will be speaking to Joseph about his relationship with his best friend and how they've been rocking for years now. As always, I want to give everybody a special thanks to putting in the time to listen to my podcast. And with that being said, let's get into it. Hey, everybody. Welcome. Near and far, old and young. Yeah, that's all. But we're going to get into best friendship today. So there are many types of best friendships, but what is the ideal best friendship? You have friends that have never fought a day in their friendship, and then you have those who fight all the time over any and everything. You'll also see those who, never see each other, but the bond is thick, like a Snicker, if you will. The bond is intact. And then you have those who always falling out over every little thing. So, what makes a best friend? Today, we have Joseph here in the studio to tell us a little bit more about this topic. Hey, Joseph, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Not just playing. I'm a little hungry. Not gonna cap,
Yeah, it's about that time to eat.
So, Joseph, what makes a best friend?
I feel like there's a lot of characteristics that go into making a best friend, and it's not the same for everybody because people have different expectations on what they expect in a friendship. For me, it's just someone loyal who is there for you when you need them to be. Someone who's basically, to me, a best friend is a net to fall into.
Okay.
When you're going through something hard, they pick you back up, and you do the same for them. But they don't just pick you back up; they teach you how to get up on your own.
I like that. I think that in a sense they are the opposite reflection of you. Mm-hmm. Because yes, you may have things that are in common with them, but they, like you said, they teach you different things because you found something within them that you probably didn't see in yourself. Like, I often see yin and yang type of best friends where one is outgoing, the other one not so much, or the tall and short best friend. Like, oh, she got height or he got height, the other one doesn't. It's a lot that goes into that. I think that a best friend is somebody who is willing to be there for you regardless of the situation. I think that they're literally like your second source of happiness aside from, it depends on who is actually in your life. Like, but speaking like on my behalf, I would say they would probably be my third, maybe. But this is a person that you are talking to most of the time, sharing intimate details with, like, of your day or your situations. It's somebody that you could definitely go to and feel comfortable with talking to them and being around them at all and any times. But yeah, in my experience, I've had best friends growing up, and I got a few stories.
I feel like we're gonna hear them too.
Oh yeah. Let's start off. I'm gonna keep it very brief. Kindergarten best friend Shia, definitely. She is still in my life. I now claim her as a sister. We're gonna go up to maybe third grade. I had a best friend, but she was in and out. Like, she didn't know if she wanted to be my best friend or this other girl's best friend. So she would do things like, she'll give me a best friend necklace, like the little hearts and stuff. Then she'll take it back.
Oh. Well.
Yeah, I mean, things happen. Fourth grade, I met one of my other close friends. Now she is also considered a sister, Nikki. Y'all have heard about her on previous episodes. She's a sweetheart, lover. Going into sixth grade, another best friend. She turns into a sister, Nani. Yeah, got that. Didn't come again until probably ninth grade. Or it was more middle school era. But some of those friends have fell off. And things happen, life happened. But let's just say I've been through a lot of them. But some of them have upgraded in my life, and some of them expired and they, what would you say, waited out their contract? If you will.
Void contract.
Yeah, definitely.
What we call
Question. You have a best friend, yes?
Yes.
Tell me about your best friend.
My best friend's name is Alex.
Okay.
We met in 5th grade. And we were acquainted up until 8th grade, and that's when our friendship blossomed. And then 9th grade is really when we were, where I would consider us best friends.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's 9-10 years that we've known each other, and been close. She, like you explained earlier, is I wouldn't say she's my opposite, because we are very similar, but I always have described it as she fills my gaps that I have in my personality. Like, I'm not a very logical thinker in some points. I'm very emotional, and she's more of a logical thinker and less emotionally driven in like her choices and decisions and thoughts. And like, that's one example where she feels like she is my voice of reason.
Yeah.
And she's also like, if I have good news, if I have bad news, if I just have something like I need to say, she's the first person in my head, and I text her or I call her. She is my go-to. She's my rock.
Aw. Really. Y'all hear that? Do you remember, okay, you said that your relationship basically blossomed in the 8th grade. Do you remember like a moment or like a time where it was just like, yep, that right there. That's why I love you. This is why I want you in my life. What was that moment?
Well, I don't remember the exact moment, but I remember how it happened. We just had class together. We had class together. I met her in 5th grade because we had class together. Mm-hmm. But we were on 2 different social cliques. And we had a mutual friend. Her name was Jessica. And that's kind of how we met each other. And then we didn't really talk that much. We knew each other. We would say hi. Mm-hmm. I knew her sister. It was a blossoming friendship then, but it really like bloomed in 8th grade when we had class again. And we sat by each other. We talked to each other. We found things that we related on. And then 9th grade hit. And we had class again. We had class again, and we were inseparable.
See, I like that. I like that because honestly, me and Tiffany, y'all know about her from previous episodes. She and I were talking about how we gain friends through classes. And I think that especially when you're in the primary years, it's important because you don't switch every semester. You're staying with that person probably in that assigned seat all year long. So you have to you don't have to get to know somebody, but it's almost impossible not to get to know the person that you're sitting next to.
You gotta try really hard not to talk to the person you're sitting next to every day. I mean, I do it in class now, but
that's different because it's like we're only in class
that time.
Yeah, like 3 months for real, because we go mid-August, get out before December. Mm-hmm. Like, it's really not that much time that you have to actually. Anything. Exactly. Do y'all hear that? Exactly.
I see, and I've always personally, I say I have class friends, and this is gonna sound bad, but those are just the people to get me through class.
I don't think that's bad. I honestly don't, because they feel the same way.
Yeah, and I don't really talk to them afterwards. Like, I may see you. I'm gonna say hi. I'm friendly. Yeah, I'm gonna say hi because you didn't do anything to me, so I'm like, I'll be friendly. And we did talk. We did learn about each other. But yeah, I have class friends, and then I have my acquaintances, and then I have my friends, close friends, and then best friend. Yeah, best friend is not plural.
Okay. Have you ever fought with your best friend?
No.
Really?
No.
I can say that for one of my best friends. Nani, I have never fought with her. Ever.
Have I gotten annoyed? Has she gotten annoyed? Okay. Yes, but I feel like being annoyed at somebody and then fighting, 2 different things. Because I can be annoyed by something you said, but that's not going to cause a fight. And like she's a very understanding person. She's a very relaxed, not gonna get into it. She's not confrontational, and we don't give each other problems like that to fight about, because we know each other well enough. We know the buttons not to push. Okay, don't push buttons if just because you can. Okay. Anyways, it's mutual. We pick on each other. But yeah, we don't fight. I think there's one time that I was serious, and this is gonna sound stupid, but it was intense in our relationship, because it's not how our relationship is. Where I blatantly, rudely told her to shut up.
And you meant it.
And I meant it. And I felt horrible. And she didn't care. She's like, he's a child. She's like, that was childish and you're a child. And I texted her an hour or 2 later, and I was apologizing with my whole heart because I felt horrible. Because I don't do that. I don't do that to my friends.
Okay. Being around you, I know you care about your friends a lot. So I could see where you would be like, no, let me fix this now. Yeah. I get that.
I don't like to wait. I'm not a waiter. I mean, depending on the situation, because sometimes I like to stew. That's a thing that I've realized recently. I like to stew on things for hours.
But not days.
Not days. I have to get it out.
Right. I will say, because like I told you before, these girls that I have in my life now are not, I wouldn't consider them my best friends because we've been through so much that it's like, it's almost weird not to be like, you're more than my friend.
Oh yeah.
But at the times when they were like best friends, or even just earlier years, me and Shia, first of all, inseparable throughout. I know him since kindergarten, you know. So throughout our times, we got our first jobs together and everything. I remember one day after, I got so much stuff in my head. One day after work, we were on the phone screaming at each other. Don't, it was horrible. We were crying on the phone, screaming at each other, and I know she remembered this. Like, it was right after work. No, it was before work, or, you know, I don't even know no more. Just know we was in our work clothes. I know that much, and we were screaming on the phone, crying and stuff. And then like a few hours later, we was like, all right, so when am I gonna see you? Like, I need to be around you now. Because I need you, friend. So, well, you didn't fight with your friends.
I don't typically fight with my friends. I rarely get into it. I get into it with my family. That's normal. Mm-hmm. You bicker and argue with your family. But I feel like with best friends, I mentioned earlier, there's like close friends and then best friends.
Almost like a caste system.
Yes. And I say best friends because right now, my brother's girlfriend, Stephanie, is one of my best friends. If all things go to plan, how I would like it to go, she will one day be my sister.
Aww.
And I feel like the title of best friend is sacred. Mm-hmm. And so is the title of sister.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're equal. Like, my best friend is my family, but she's my best friend. Like, I'm not going to go to my family about everything. I'm going to go to her about everything.
Okay. It helped us with any of my friends that I have ever fought with, or even my best friends that I fought with. Really, I'm talking about Shia, because that right there, that's my dog. So it's like, we see that even through all of that, we can still be cool and be cordial and be there for each other. That speaks way more volume than if we would have got into a fight and we just stopped.
Yeah, I feel like we've had some issues in the past, because he was my best friend before we started dating. Mm-hmm. And we've had issues in the past, but we've always come back together. Like, he may have had a problem with me, or I have a problem with him, and he wouldn't talk to me for a few days, or I wouldn't talk to him for a few hours, because I'm not a few days kind of person. But we would always come back to each other. And it's like that now. Like, if something in a relationship is causing a problem, we talk about it.
Yeah.
We always come back to each other. And I feel like that's healthy. And I feel like that is the best type of growth when talking about any type of relationship. And sometimes you do need to, like, at one point, you can't keep coming back.
Yeah.
At one point, you need to just cut the cord with that person. Because I always say, some people are temporary. They're there to teach you a lesson. And some people are permanent. They're meant to be in your life forever.
Yeah, I mean, I like to hold my happiness and my peace at the highest point, highest pivotal, because at the end of the day, I have to live with myself all the time. I'm not going to dwell on failed relationships and failed friendships and everything, because it's like, if we want to be in each other's life, let's talk about it. Let's get it patched up. Let's do it. If not, I'm not going to worry about it. So, have you ever lost a best friend, like growing up or anything?
Yes. I had a best friend in elementary school. Her name was Abigail. And I wouldn't really call this, it's a loss, but it's not like a negative or like sad, or it's sad. Not a negative loss, though. It was just I moved schools.
Okay.
We fell out of contact.
So to preserve that, you probably would have stayed at the school or something? Yeah. Okay.
And then I had a friend in middle school. Her name was Sierra. And then that just turned into, we were in different cliques by the time we got to high school, and we also didn't go to the same high school. So again, the separation. like that. A lot of my best friends were based on the school that I went to.
That makes sense. I mean, that really makes sense.
It's the people you're around.
Yeah.
And then I also had a best friend at the same time as Alex was becoming my best friend freshman year.
Mm-hmm.
Her name was Megan. And we were close. She was the first person I ever came out to. So that's like telling we were close. Like I cherished her opinions, her thoughts, her feelings, her. And then she started dating this dude. And then we just kind of fell out. She didn't really talk to me. From what I understood, he didn't really like her hanging out with me because I was a guy. And I'm like, I'm not into her.
At all.
Nothing she got is what I want.
No, I feel that. From that perspective, like a lot of people are actually like that. Like they feel very threatened or very protective when it comes to people being friends with the opposite sex. It's a big thing. I personally do not mind. Like I have not been in a situation where my significant other was like mad attracted to his friend or something. I never had that, so I was like, there's no really reason to like worry about it. I really didn't care. I'm like, people can be friends. Like you don't have to be sexual with everybody that you come in contact with. Like that's kind of weird.
Understood like significant others not like being comfortable with them hanging out with like me personally is in the same sex relationship with the same sex. I'm like, Laquan has guy friends. He works with mainly guys. I'm like, okay.
It is what it is. Like
One,
that's
you're
life.
making your money. And two, you're getting a social life. You have a social life. You're getting social interaction. You need those things. I trust him. It's about trust. It's about communication.
Yeah, at the end of the day. Would I preserve or end a best friendship earlier or not? Honestly, some I would have saved. Some I would have just ended earlier because as we got to like moving on in life, you saw the things that they would do, like the sneaky things that they would do, the sneaky things that they would say, and it's like, but you're supposed to be my best friend. Like some people use the term to like keep you in a place where nobody else can get to you. There has been a time in recent years where people got jealous, and it's like, it was weird between me and that person because it was like, dude, why are you jealous? Like, over what exactly? And then they started moving different, and I'm the type of person, I'm like, if you want to move different, I'm gonna give you your piece and I'm gonna leave you alone because I'm not with the funnies, you know what I mean? So
Not with the funny business.
I'm not.
See, and I get that, and like me, don't think I would have tried to save any of
the other
ones, just because I'm a firm believer of everything happens for a reason, and the choices you make when you make them is the right choice in that moment. It led you to where you are today. So, and I like where I am today.
Yeah.
Because if I change one of those, I might not be with my boyfriend, or I might not still have my best friend that I have now, or I might not be at the school.
Yeah.
Like, those little choices are detrimental to your future. And I'm here now and I like it. So I wouldn't change anything.
I would, well, okay, with some things. It just depends on what person we're talking about, because some people were, like I said, were closer to me than just a best friend. They were more like my sisters or my brothers. And it's like, some things, like, I think about it crossed my mind sometimes, and I'm like, maybe I should just hit them up. Like, I have done that before. I have messed up friendships, especially in high school, where it was relationship type things, and things just got messy. And I lost one of my best friends because of that. And when I try to apologize or something, it was like not worth it anymore, because I'm a type of person, I need time to think about the things I'm going to say before I actually say them. So years went by.
Yeah.
We were okay. We were not cool at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'll reach out to her and I'll try to talk to her. She wouldn't respond, but I mean, I felt good knowing that I at least tried, like, at least 2 times.
Yeah, like, you put the ball in her court.
Yeah, definitely.
And it's her choice whether to throw it back.
Yeah.
Or to throw it out.
Right, or flatten that thing. Have you ever felt romantic towards her? Oh, oh my bad, bro. I have. I used to, like, it was in middle school and it kind of went into high school. I had a crush on my best friend for a long time. I wanted to be his woman. He didn't want me. My best friend did not want me, and I was like, dang, like, that's crazy. But you know, it was, because I used to really like him, but I'm not mad about it no more. Like, we talk from time to time now, but it's nothing like what it was.
Yeah.
Do you think that you can have multiple best friends? Why or why not?
Yes. Because, I mean, you can have multiple friends.
Yeah, but these are sacred. These are at the hill point, the hilltop.
See, I feel like it's a hard question because for me personally, I do, because I feel like multiple people can hold that position. But at the same time, I'm speaking from my perspective to where those multiple people have always turned into something else. Like my brother's girlfriend potentially turning into my sister, my ex-best friend turning into my boyfriend.
Okay.
So it's always fallen back to one person always being my best friend, but I've always had, I've had best friends, plural, before. They've just grown into something else.
Okay.
Or fallen off.
That makes sense. That is, I mean, I think that if you are going to have multiple best friends, they should be different.
Yes.
As in, like, growing up, I had a male best friend, I had a female best friend, because they carry different morals and qualities and opinions. Like, you could go to either one of them and just to see how different they were, but it's like you love both of them, but one could not replace the other because they were that different.
Yeah,
and
that's how it was with LaQuan and Alex.
Yep.
Like, he was my guy best friend. She was my girl best friend. They both have different qualities. I would go to them about everything. Like, when I say there's no one on this planet that knows me better than him and her, I mean it.
Honestly, right now, if I think about my life, I don't have a best friend right now. I feel like, I think the things that I've been through, like, it has pushed me away from calling people that, because it's like, a lot of times things happen and it's just like, a lot of times I don't understand why they happen, but it's like, it just like left a nasty taste in my mouth to where I don't want to be put in that position to where it's like, you're my best friend, and they have all these expectations. Because one of my recent best friends, she was very possessive over me, and like, it was kind of weird because I was like, does this girl like me? Because no, like, seriously, like
the thought would come across your mind because she's dug her claws into you.
And it made, like, my other friends would come around and she would, like, the way she talks to me, they would get uncomfortable because they like, why is she like that? See,
me and my best friend, we joke around all the time. I just, like, look at her, I wink, I bite my lip.
It wasn't even like, it wasn't that though, you know what I mean? It was like, it was the words she would say and how, like,
she was saying things.
The way she would say things, and more so, like, if she wanted to hold my hand all the time, and you know I'm not the touchy person. Yes. I hate to be touched. Oh, ew, stop. I hate it because it's like, just give me my space, shawty. And shawty was not with the space.
Me and my best friend, we cuddle.
I can't do that.
We hold hands.
I can't do that.
We're very, like, we like physical touch. We like to cuddle, we like to hug, we like to hold hands, we link arms.
I'd be too hot for that. Like, I can't be doing all. It just make me feel weird. Like, I'm like.
That's not your love language.
Physical touch is my love language.
It is, yes.
But only with people that I like romantically, yes.
It's exclusive.
Yes.
This is meant for one person only, and if you are not that person, don't do it.
Basically, I mean, makes sense. Because that's my love language. So it's like the person that I'm loving or love or X, Y, and Z, like that type of love though. You know, the people you're in a relationship with, the one you're in cahoots with or whatever. Similar to a relationship or any other type of ship you have. Things need to be laid down. Because people, I think they take the term, they run with it, and sometimes it can be overwhelming for the other person on the other side of that.
They might not understand. Like, my definition of best friend and yours
are two different things.
And you need to establish that.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Communication
is key, but also comprehension. So just relax, like, just don't overdo it because it's weird. But yeah, guys, that's all we have today on DBYT. I want to thank Joseph for coming in to speak to us about best friends and what he, thought about it.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. And on that note, you can check out previous episodes and anticipate future ones. I'm Taisha, and we are out. That's all we have for DBYT tonight. I want to thank everybody who tuned in this week. Y'all can follow me on Instagram at _Sanaa. That's my main account. Or at DBYT Productions. I also wanted to add that I'm starting my own photography business and I'm taking donations for the time being. If you want more information, you can hit me on my DBYT Productions account. If you have any comments, suggestions, topics, or questions, you can feel free to hit me up on my social media. And you can tune in next week where we'll discuss young parenthood. I'm Taisha, and I promise I won't bite my tongue.